Good evening, how is everyone going? So I thought I'd just pop in this afternoon and have a talk to you about getting on and off the floor. Now, we quite often talk to people about falls and managing these, and one of the biggest concerns for people can be that if they did fall, that they weren't able to get themselves up off the floor. So that really compounds that fear of falling as well. So it's really important that you're aware of how to get on and off the floor safely, and that if you can do this, that you practice this on a regular basis so that you're able to do it should you have a fall. And it also helps with your confidence around mobility, knowing that you can get yourself up. So we're going to go through a few options. If you wait till the end, we're going to look at how to safely get on and off the floor, and then we're going to do some bonus advanced on and off the floor work as well. So what we talk to about when people fall is, first, if you do happen to fall down, is give yourself a moment before you try and get up. Try not to just jump up, because if you have injured yourself, or if it was because of your blood pressure or anything like that, you risk doing further damage by either falling down again or causing more pain to yourself. So it takes, there's a big shock when people fall. If you can give yourself a moment before you pop up, that is always really good. So getting on and off the floor, if we think about having a chair, what we want to do is you can practice getting onto the floor and then off the floor again, and we will often call this backwards chaining. So you can start from sitting and you can come down onto your knee is a really nice way just to practice, and then you can even just practice getting on and off the floor like that. So then if we are going right onto the floor, we often tell people to come down onto their knees, sit down onto their side, and then you may even want to go all the way down onto your back. To come up, what we tell people is that you may have to come up into sitting, or you roll onto your side, then come up. You would crawl to a chair or something where you could push up from, and then use that to leave yourself up. 1 foot forward, coming up, and then we always turn and sit down. The reason we sit down is if we're having issues with blood pressure or the cardiovascular system. If you were to stand up straight away, you do risk the risk falling down again because of blood pressure loss. So if we just go through that again, we come down through half kneeling, onto your side, and then you can go onto your back. To come off the floor, rolling onto your side and pushing up. Coming up onto high knees, one leg, push up, and then turn and sit down. So that's how you would safely get on and off the floor. What I thought I would do is, if I just get rid of the chair, is just look at some advanced getting on and off the floor. So thinking about what other things can we do to make ourselves really strong. We want to practice the way that we might fall. So we might fall forwards and backwards. So let's have a look at these advanced things that you can do. So if you find getting up and down the floor really easy like that, can you put your hands down and actually come onto the floor and then push yourself back up? So coming down onto the floor, going right down, and then being able to push yourself back up. The other way to think about it is we often fall backwards. I'm doing this straight on the floor, but feel free to, if you're doing it at home, do it on someplace soft, and put a mat down. So just make sure you don't trip over the edges of the mat. So the other way we fall is backwards. So can you actually go down backwards and then push yourself up? So you're coming down. And so from here, we want to be able to stand up. And bonus if you can use your hands. Obviously my back sometimes doesn't let me do that. But if we have a look at this again, going down onto the floor and then coming up, can be really good ways to practice getting on and off the floor. I know a lot of people as they get older, they struggle with this, getting on and off the floor, but it is really important to practice it on a regular basis. Get down with those grandkids, pop that puzzle on the floor, sit down and read your book on the floor. It's really good to practice, good for your strength and everything to be able to get on and off the floor. So I hope that helped out. If you've got any questions about getting on and off the floor, or you want to know more, please don't hesitate to pop the questions in the comments box below, or you can send me an email at sarah@hibiscusneurorehab.co.nz. And I didn't introduce myself. For those of you who watched the end, I'm Sarah Hopkins, owner and senior physiotherapist here at Hibiscus Neuro Rehab. Hope you have a good day.